joined with Hawks head coach Shaun North following a 3-3 draw away at Sholing this afternoon. Shaun, how did it look from the touchline?
Well, in view of the circumstances of what happened, very pleasing. After 20 minutes 2-0 up and then getting back to 2-2, probably a little bit disappointing on that. But other than that, overall, going down to 10 men and then playing the way we did second half, delighted.
It was a lightning fast start and Alfie Whittingham has gone and bagged himself a pair of goals. From your side of things, without giving away too much, of course, was that all kind of in the plan?
No, we changed our system a little bit to do what we did. More not for Sholing, but more for the fact of our availability of bodies that we had in that. We wasn't going to press really high today. I didn't feel we could do that at times, and we didn't. We sat in and then counted on them twice and scored two great goals.
Unfortunate, of course, that we were pegged back to 2-2 going into the break, and of course at that point also down to 10 men. A goal that the lads didn't seem too happy with something in the build-up, and then a penalty that, I'll be brutally honest, I didn't see too much of at the time. I saw the linesman awarding it. No,
I think Siegs was the nearest man to the ball with the first one, and he got fouled and was down, and the ref let it carry on, and then they managed to poke it in the net. The second one seemed harsh with the penalty that, in the time I've been in this league, linesmen very, very rarely give penalties or give any decision of any description other than a throw in. And today the linesman decided to get involved and give the penalty, and obviously resulted in the sending off.
We had to then, of course, reset ourselves at half-time, down to 10 men. What was the message to the lads that saw us then come out the way that we did in the second half?
Well, to be fair, with the system that we played, we didn't have to change too much. We were just a man down in an area that we were overloaded in anyway. So the system, nothing really changed for us. Obviously, the longer the game was going to go on, the more difficult it was going to be, because we would naturally sink back as we did, and they would put more pressure on us, having the 11 men and coming down the slope a little bit. So yeah.
Given the fact that we did play such a period of time with 10 men, less than 48 hours after finishing our last game, it must be really pleasing to see the resolve and just how hard the lads had to really dig in today to make sure that they got something out of the game.
The one thing about this group, whether results go for us or don't go for us, we dig in. We haven't had the best start by a long way, nowhere near where we'd want to be with it. But the goals that we've conceded in recent games, Saturday is a prime example, are just mistakes of individuals. It's not teams ripping us apart or opening us up. You can't go and play against teams like Portsmouth, Dagenham, Worthing and get good results and concede few goals against them, and then come and play in our league, no disrespect to our league, and then be wide open, which we haven't been. We've just been a little bit unfortunate with players being available or non-available. Once we start getting some of them back, which I think we're going to talk about later in the week, a bit more information on that. Once we get through that, then we'll be fine. But what the lads did today is what I see nearly every day in training, and we've seen in numerous matches this year and last year, that we defend for our lives. We could be a little bit better when we get it at times, but I wouldn't label that at them today, because we were down to 10 men against a team that's top of the league. So absolute delight with every single one of them.
You mentioned player availability, and two of those players that we've seen come back into the fold in recent weeks. One of them, of course, missed out at the weekend and back in today, George Milner-Smith and Brendan Wilson. George got himself on the score sheet, but I thought a lot of the fans noted as well that they were excellent, the pair of them at the back, particularly with the amount of work they had to do in the dying embers. Yeah,
well, they did what they had to do. They headed the ball out of the box and cleared it out of the box, but they also needed a lot of support for everybody else in and around them to do that. Harvey Laidlaw defending the back stick, Little Matty staying with runners, blocking crosses, Nana and Alfie getting back and tracking fullbacks, making 60, 70, 80 yard run, Seager, Nigel and Ollie in the middle of the pitch, you know, all working their socks off to make it as difficult as we possibly could for them to break us down. And other than they've had a lot of possession and put a lot of balls in our box, but other than the occasional cross, I don't think Ben has had too much to do overall. It isn't like I think he made one really, really good save second half. But on that, it ain't like the goalkeeper's keeping us in the game. And when he's had to make a save, he's made it, which has been excellent for us. But I didn't feel, for all their pressure that they had, we dealt with it well.
we've over these 5 games now, we've got to take a lot of these positives and got to continue to look forward. We're rounding the month off with FA Cup action before a double header of home league games. It's really important from everyone's side of things now to just take all of this good stuff forward now.
Yeah, we've always tried to do that. That's what we've always tried to do. Like I say, at times this year we've been hampered with players' availability and things like that, but we always try and take the positive and move forward. I don't remember too many teams winning the league in August, you know. We were just talking there, I think we're 3 points less than what we was this time last year, and we know that the start has been anywhere near what we want it to be. But when you look at the people that we've got to become available in the coming weeks, that will make us a whole lot stronger and strengthen us right up.
Well, I think it goes without saying, congratulations on a very, very hard fought point from yourself, your point of view tactically, everyone on the touchline, and of course the 11 plus lads that gave it all out there today. I think everyone can be really, really pleased with it. Lots of good things to take forward into the next one. Look forward to catching up with you to provide a bigger insight on some of these injuries that we've got in the week.
No problem.
Cheers, Shaun.